Okay, so then welcome everybody. Wow, I'm just really overwhelmed to then be here today with so many old and new friends to then celebrate a very special moment for the opening of Virtru's headquarters and then a collaboration center, the Hub, in the very heart of our nation's capital. And I really wanted to then start with thanking the Virtru team. So then building any great business is foundationally a team sport. And we are blessed with a team chock full of all-stars who bring passion and commitment every single day to give individuals, businesses, and governments real agency and control over what matters, which is their data. And so then also on this very special day, did want to give a particular shout out to our people and operations team who brought soul and heart to the very hard work to then bring this all together. Conley, Ted, Courtney, Laurel, Bella, a whole host of people partnering with the broader Virtru team. It's a pretty crazy list. It's Rand, Gensler, Pembroke, so then a JLL, so then Webster 9. I am forgetting someone, but this is like the A team, local team that built something truly unique right in the heart of our nation's capital. And I also wanted to thank the VIPs who are here with us today. So then Mayor Bowser and the Deputy Mayor Anderson, thank you for taking the time out to be here today. And I think you guys know, and certainly the Virtru team knows, that we operate at the nexus of technology, policy, and having a global impact. And there's not a better city on this planet that reflects that incredible mix than Washington. And when you combine that power and that ambition with the leadership of a mayor who has added steadfast support and the pilot light that made all of this happen, DC and Virtru are unstoppable. All right. It's true. It is really true. And then, it was not too long ago when my brother Will Ackerley and I tried to raise our first outside capital. And there were a couple of fancy venture firms out in the Bay Area that said, hey, this is a pretty cool idea, pretty interesting tech. You got some, interesting customers. But if you want to scale and if you want our money, you're going to come out to Palo Alto. And we said no. And that delayed our fundraising. But thank goodness we did when we were 10 people on Florida Avenue with a hope and a dream. And the work that you have done over many years is how companies like Virtru grow deep roots and can blossom. And it's how DC can meet its full potential as a technology powerhouse. So thank you again. So I talked about Virtru All-Stars, and I'm really delighted to then welcome, one of those All-Stars, so then Alexis Jarrett, who is a key member of our partner team, to then talk about why the Virtru Hub and DC is so important to her and our important work together. Thanks very much.
Thanks, John. It is such an honor to be participating in this today. I've been coming into this space since we had our soft opening several months ago, and I can attest, as well as so many of my colleagues, that this space was so thoughtfully curated for innovation, collaboration, getting people together to address, the rising issues in cybersecurity and data privacy. So this morning we're here to celebrate a number of things. I'd say, we have the space. We have the space to meet with our colleagues and our customers, our partners, and our peers in the cyber community local to the area. We have the location, a prime location in the heart of DC, the Golden Triangle. We share a block with the World Bank. We are just down the street from the White House. It's wonderful. We have the people. who are so eager to come into work every day to innovate and explore ways that we can unlock the data to create a better world where we have control over it always at all times. So we're doing amazing work, and everyone is clearly so excited to be here to participate in that. And then lastly, we have the community, a really strong community that Virtru's been rooted in for well over a decade and continues to dedicate itself. So I want to thank the Virtru team that's put this together. The space is magical. I can't wait to keep using it, including our DMV Rising event happening later today. I've been inspired to hear Mayor Bowser talk about how technology and innovation really is one of the foundations of, building DC's legacy. And I think the message is clear that DC is, a city poised to lead in technology. So I have the honor of introducing a longtime friend and champion of Virtru, DC Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Well, hello, Virtru. And let me be the first to say welcome home. This is a fantastic space in the Golden Triangle in downtown DC, and what we want to be known as the tech capital of the East Coast. How about that? And we are proud, Keith, that Virtru is putting down its marker in this space and sending the signal to all of tech that you can start here, you can grow here, you can attract capital here, you have fantastic talent here that wants to stay on the East Coast. And they can do it right here in Washington, D.C. I am pleased that Deputy Mayor Anderson and I, Leona Agrigides of the Golden Triangle Bid, have joined us. And they are all putting their heads together about all the things that we need to do in downtown Washington, D.C. To make sure we're attracting employees and residents to our downtown. And you may have heard we're putting our money where our mouth is. We have a DC comeback plan. We're developing the action agenda for the downtown that will allow us to make sure when companies are thinking about where they want to locate, we know you have choices. We want to have an economic development toolbox that helps you make that easier. And that's what our Vitality Fund is. And when you say you want to put your roots down in D.C., you want to hire D.C. residents, you want to use our businesses to build out your beautiful spaces, I think you got almost everybody, JL, Pembroke, Gensler, but Rand Construction, because Linda told me that she was in this interior, and I want to acknowledge Rand as well. These are businesses that hire a lot of DC residents and use our businesses, so we want to highlight them as well. Alexis, you're absolutely right. We do see ourselves in the intersection of tech and policy, regulation, and tech talent that DC has as being a thing that sets us apart from other cities. And we have spent a long time, and it hasn't been by accident, that we are attracting tech to DC. Our strategy since 2015, I guess, when we met and you helped us with our activation in South by Southwest, is to tell everybody else, we're more than the Capitol and the White House. And we're more than just lobbying, though that is an important part of work that happens here too. But tech happens here too, and it's so important for us to work on that. We're in a building that just a few weeks ago, we helped attract the Brown Advisory Group, who is your neighbor here. We were here last week talking about the Atlantic 10 Conference making its headquarters move here. A few months ago, the University of Southern California announced its DC location. So we are making sure that our business retention and attraction efforts are full steam ahead. But Virtru has really set out a marker, as I mentioned. and the groundwork for what other companies can do to follow. And what we know about tech is that the ecosystem is important. The more tech companies, the better. The more tech talent that we are able to attract, and we know that the capital follows. So congratulations, and call on us for whatever you need. So with that, I'd like to recognize Deputy Mayor Keith Anderson. He and his team, along with the Economic Development Partnership, has been instrumental in our strategies in downtown. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am Keith Anderson, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development here in the nation's capital. And let's give Virtru another round of applause. This is a big deal. This is a big deal for Virtru. It's a big deal for DMPED. It's a big deal for the Golden Triangle. It's a big deal for our city. So I especially want to thank a few members of my team, starting with Sarah Adams. Is she here? Stand up, Sarah. Jamie Scott, is he here? And Sabongale Cook for all the work they did to encourage companies like Virtru to stay and, more importantly, expand in downtown DC. Deals like this take time, they take trust, and strong partnership. We know DC is an incredible place to do business, but we also know, as the mayor said, there's a lot of competition out there. So it's vital that we use every tool in our toolbox to support companies that want to be in DC for the long haul. And through the mayor's investments in the Vitality Fund, we are attracting and retaining employers, which helps us bring the people, fill the space, and create a thriving downtown DC. Of particular importance for the mayor's goal to bring more people downtown, companies that receive an award from the Vitality Fund must also commit to having their employees on site at least 50% of the time. That's right. That's right. And it's wonderful to see incredible workspaces that companies like Virtru are creating to foster collaboration and ensure employees are getting the most out of their time in office. So we're especially proud of Virtru as the district's first Vitality Fund awardee, which we all know will generate even more momentum for other companies. And we're excited that Quadrant Strategies will soon be another Vitality Fund awardee. Together with Virtru, they will bring in 275 new jobs, lease over 33,000 square feet, and invest $6 million in their office space. These two projects are expected to generate $1.8 million in tax revenue for the district and will move us closer to our goal of creating 35,000 new sector jobs by 2028. Yeah, that's right, that deserves a round of applause. We are sending a clear message to companies considering relocation or expansion to DC that the Vitality Fund is open for business. Businesses that are interested can visit obviouslydc.com/Vitality Fund for more information. So let's keep pushing and let's keep winning for DC. And with that, I'll turn it back over to John.
Thanks so much. All right, so I think with that, I'm calling the mayor back up to the podium for some Q&A. Is that correct, team? All right. And I think we're okay. All coming back up. And
All right, thank you. On topic. Who has a question? Press questions, press questions, press questions.
and a ribbon cutting.
Okay, very good. Thank you, everybody.
All right.